Season 4, right?
Yes, season 4.
Season 4.
Welcome, welcome back to Expression. It looks a little different right now. We did a few upgrades to the studio, man. We glad that y'all tuning in once again for
Facts.
everything. And I am sitting here with the homie, the man, the myth, the legend, Tyreak Hakeem.
My man.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, B. How's
Oh
you?
no, the letter. Pick the letter up,
Yeah. Gotta
man.
have a little
We
bloopers in this shit.
we need to put some adhesive on them joints
You know.
so they stay there. But how you been though, man?
Man, I've been working, man. You already know. You done help me out with this shit a little bit.
Yeah, man, that 22 song album,
Yin and Yang.
Yin and Yang,
If everything goes according to plan, out now.
right on the day, and it's gonna be out today, so y'all gonna have to catch that, man. And just my personal preference, dog, it's a masterpiece.
Oh man, thank you,
I
man.
really
I worked real
enjoyed it.
hard on it, man. Like the last solo album, solo project was the free tape. That was like 2017. So it's been like 5 years since I dropped a solo project. Of course, I dropped Yin and Yang, not Yin and Yang, Shonen Otona with my nigga Nez last year. You know, that's another classic, especially
Right.
if you're an anime head for sure.
Right. Still bumping. Was it Yu Yu?
You,
Yeah,
one of
I'm
my favorites, one of
still
my favorite
bumping that
verses.
Yeah, shout out to Nez, man. We gonna get right into it, man.
Fact.
When it comes to 22 songs, how does that feel to create that
Honestly,
amount of body of work?
it's a long process to do that many songs. And that's a large volume of work. But honestly, when I was growing up, like in the early 2000s, that was kind of the norm at the time. Like to make 20 something song albums. Like some of the first albums I listened to was Styles P, Gangsta and the Gentleman. That was like a 20 something songs, or Joel Santana, From Me to You. That was like 20 something songs. So that was kind of normal
True.
back in the early 2000s.
That's definitely true. Cause most albums, it'd be like 22. Yeah. So I remember Get Rich or Die Trying was 24, cause it had like 3 or 4 bonus tracks.
Something like that.
Yeah.
True story. That's the first album I ever owned that wasn't like, I didn't buy it from the store, but it was the first album I ever owned that wasn't just a blank CD with writing on it. It was Get Rich or Die Trying. So that's one of the starts of my tales in hip hop, like, is that album.
That's crazy. That's mine too, man. I remember and we Get Rich or Die Trying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
kinda-
the first one of the first CDs, that and the Eminem Show.
Facts.
I own both of those and used to bump that shit on my stereo when I was a kid. Like, what was that, 03?
I think 2003 was when Get
Yeah.
Rich or Die Trying dropped.
Yeah, man, that was solid. But yeah, that's 22 songs, man. So like, that's a whole process.
Yeah.
But doing something like that shows the kind of work ethic that you put in.
Facts.
How do you value work ethic?
I think it's one of the most important things. Like, a lot of the times I want to chill. Like, after I made this album, I definitely want to like take kind of a break from making music. But it was a long process to make this. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people just might drop a little EP with like 6 songs. Like, not too many like unsigned artists gonna drop a 22 song album. And I think I understand that, because one of the things about that is it might take a minute to make that. I'm not one of them people that just make 22 songs like, and then all right, that's it. Like, it has to all fit. It has to all be cohesive. It has to all go with the story.
Right.
It has to all go with the album. So to make 20, to be like, all right, I'm gonna go out and make a 22 song album, and it's gonna be every song I'm picking is gonna fit with the album. That's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, man. So I definitely hats off to you for that, man.
Yeah, but the only reason I did that, when I dropped the free tape, it was 2017. So I dropped a 17 song tape, and I kind of consider this to be like the sequel to that. So it's 2022. So I dropped the 22 song album. So that's the story behind
Definitely a nice little twist right there. What do you look for when you selecting beats?
Just I go off a lot, especially with music. I go off feeling, man. Anything that's gonna make me feel some type of way is where I go when I make a song. Like, I'm not one of them people that could just make a song out of nothing. A song or a beat, or I have to feel some type of emotion or get into a creative space to be able to create. I can't just make lyrics out of thin air. Like, I have to really feel something when it comes to a beat.
Yeah, man, I agree with that. I like to ask artists that just to hear their process of beat selection, because I feel like that's one of the things that always makes a good project.
Facts.
If you know how to select good instrumentals to go with your voice.
Right, because that's the other half of it. It's lyrics and the instruments. Like, it's literally, that's the yin and yang, the light and the dark, the one half, the other half.
Yeah. Speaking of yin and yang, man, what's your favorite song off the album?
Oh man, anybody that knows me know the outro is my favorite song. Rap Too Much.
Yeah.
With my homie Tommy on the keys. You feel me?
Yeah.
But a lot of albums is the same for me. Like, I either like the intro the most or the outro the most. So for when I drop the free tape, honestly, the outro is my favorite song. Is Sounds of Blackness. And I start this album off with Sounds of Blackness too, so it kind of continues from where that song left off. But definitely the outro, and that's usually the last song I record. So a lot of the times, that's usually when I do a album. That's usually always the last song I record. So I've already listened to the other songs so many times, and that'll probably be the song I listen to the least also. But
right.
Usually the outro has the most emotional connection with me for the most part.
Yeah, man. I like strong intros and outros.
Facts.
Definitely. I want to run into some of these records. I'm gonna just pick some of my favorites that I liked. OMW.
On My Way.
On My Way.
Now, that was one of the first songs I recorded for the album. Like, within the first 2 or 3 songs, like, I definitely knew I was gonna put it on the album when I recorded it. It's the beat is done by this dude from, I think, London, or I'm not exactly sure. I know he's from overseas, but his name's like Foremost Production. And as soon as I heard that beat, I knew I wanted it. Like,
yeah, man, OMW.
It's kind of like a pop kind of song. I try to differentiate the album. I don't want people to think I just make rap music or I'm just the super rap guy. Like, I just want to make music and just good music in general.
Right.
So no matter what the genre.
No, man, I mean, when somebody listens to this project, and we could bounce around because that's going into something I'm about to ask you.
Thanks.
What do you want your listeners to grasp from this album?
For the most part, anytime I make music, or especially an album, I just want them to get a piece of me. Like, when I make this music, I'm not just making it just to make it. When I make music, I make it to express myself, like, no pun intended. Like, but it's to give you a piece of me, give you a piece of my story. So that goes with the process of how I pick the songs too, because I want to speak on certain topics and you to get what I'm going through at the time, or my mental state, or just I want you to feel who I am or what I'm going through at the time, and maybe you can relate to that. That's why I make music.
Okay, definitely, man. I definitely feel that. I mean, even just thinking about Misfit, like, I feel at home when I listen to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So,
Facts.
Even when we just made that jam, what was it? How that shit go, Nez? What the fuck from the east side? We just jamming with that joint. Damn.
Man, that's one of the
nobody know it.
That's one of the reasons I love Nez, man. He's so creative. He come up with these sayings and these things, like, and I always hop on it because it's like, man, that was a good one, man. I got to be a part of that.
It was back to the east.
Yeah, back to the east side, homeland, everything, man. Like, Nez always come up with these sayings, these things, like, that I always hop on. It's like, that's cruel, so it's cool for me to hop on it too. Like, you feel me?
How important is Nez the Prince guy for you?
Nez the Prince guy is one of the biggest pieces to Tyreak Hakeem. Don't ever forget that. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I would be here without him or his brother Frank. Like, they helped me out so much, because no matter what, you can't do this shit alone. You need help, and they is my biggest help in this thing. Like, so I wouldn't be Tyreak Hakeem without them, without Nez the Prince guy, for sure.
Okay, that's dope, man. and then running through another track. It was another track with Nez on there. What was it?
Got a couple joints on there with
Save the
Nez.
Day.
Save the Day.
Yeah, I kind of like that vibe on there.
To me, it's like real heroic, like real Superman-ish, real, if you fuck with anime, real All Might-ish, like real save the day, like I'm coming to save hip-hop. Like, you know, a lot of the times, like especially nowadays, people don't really care about lyrics and stuff like that, but that's what I grew up on. You know, I can make that other music too, which I do, but no matter what, I don't never want to forget like the lyrical aspect or the real hip-hop aspect of hip-hop, you know? Yeah. So I always try to incorporate that in there in my music.
Yeah, man, that's dope. Another one was Riding and Vibing. I like that one.
You know, a lot of people, they exaggerate or they create up stories. Like, you know, a lot of my music is just regular everyday life things that I do, like just nothing special or crazy. Like I was at a time of my life where I literally just ride around and smoke.
That's the riding alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that,
you know, it's kind of like a Wiz, Max B type of vibe.
Exactly,
like, I grew up off both of them.
Exactly, and I love that type of music. So like that's why I vibe.
You know what I'm saying?
Track.
A lot of people hear it always compared to Wiz, which Wiz is one of my favorites, but I grew up off Max B a lot too. That's kind of who Wiz got that from.
Got that wave from. But for me, that's just the type of shit I be on. I be riding and vibing. Right. You know what I mean? Like
I know you like a real big Currency fan. You like the smoke and stuff like that. That's still that same way. Currency is a huge Max B fan too. Yeah, you familiar with Currency?
Yeah. And then got one more for you. So I remember we was in the studio working on like Rap Too Much and all that. And you told me that you don't write.
Yeah, if anybody that knows me know, I don't write my lyrics down physically anymore, like on pieces of paper or in my phone. I write everything in my head for the most part. Like as far as if I'm writing a song, like I might write some random bars in my phone. Like if I just in my regular everyday life might think of a couple bars, I might put them in my phone. But when I write songs, I write them all in my head, no pen or pad, nothing. And I got people who see me write verses in the studio on the spot that can vouch for that.
Right. That's what I'm saying, because that's not an easy task.
I try to tell people. It's like certain people that be telling me, I ain't gonna name no names, be like, man, you need to write, you need a direction. But it's like I don't even know nobody that can do that. You know what I'm saying? I know people like actual artists that's in the industry that do that. Yeah. Like people like Kanye or Jay-Z or Biggie.
You the first motherfucker I done came across physically that I done seen do that.
And I've been doing that for years.
I could witness.
I started doing that when I was 19. I'm about to, by the time this episode airs on my birthday, so I'll be 28. Like I've been doing that since I was 19. So this is nothing new for me. This is just my regular creative process.
Right. Yeah, man, that's something that's a good work ethic right there. You know what I mean? Because that's to me that's good mental capacity. Yeah,
and I don't do it to be cool. I just it's become my best way of writing. Like,
and then one thing about that is you could like a nigga say that, but you be like, okay, well you need to write, but why write when you making songs though?
Right.
Out of thin air, you know, like
I make whole songs. It ain't just
making
me
like actual songs.
Making freestyles, hook, verse, bridge, everything.
And like, it has a meaning to the shit.
Right, I write it all in my head.
So yeah, man, I wanted people to know that about you, man. So, Hitman, right? That's the single. Before we get out of here, we gotta talk about that.
Facts. Yeah, we just dropped the video. Been getting a lot of positive feedback on it. Like,
yeah, go catch that. Hitman on YouTube. Tyreak Hakeem. Shot by Logan Kingston.
Shot by Logan Kingston, co-starring Envy Jazzo, another up and coming Cleveland rapper. You know.
Shout out.
Facts.
How fun was that track to do?
Oh man. Because originally I was going to do the song Land Music, but Hitman is another one of the original songs I made, like the first couple songs I made for the album. So, you know, that was a beat by Nez, the Prince God Productions. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even think I wanted the beat. Like, he just happened to be playing some beats and I liked it. And he was like, you like this beat? Like, yeah, this shit hard.
That's how it be, though. When you produce it, you just like, well, I didn't think you would like this shit.
And I made the song instantly, like, not too far after that I had the whole thing recorded.
That's hard. Villa, he calling.
Dude. Shout out dude Villa, man. He produced majority of the album, man.
He produced
Hold
that
up.
on the outro, didn't he, too?
Yeah, he produced most of the free tape too. Damn, this nigga ain't
He
even
hung up on the
answering.
nigga.
And I know you know dude, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, that's the homie,
You
man.
knew dude probably before I knew dude. For
No,
real.
I think you knew him before me, because I met him.
I met him when I was like 16, 17,
Yeah, I
something
ain't know
like
him
that.
till I was like 22 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I've been copping beats from him ever since.
Yeah, man. Shout out, man. But yeah, man, Hitman is dope. Yin and Yang. I've heard it and it's dope. You know, everybody ain't heard it yet, but when y'all do, man, I think y'all enjoy that.
Mix some couple joints on there. You mastered the whole thing.
Yup,
Definitely let that be known.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you letting me be a part of that.
You
too.
already know, man. Definitely want to let y'all know, like everybody at Pure Power, man, y'all like family, man. Like I consider myself Xpression and Pure Power, and I consider y'all to be misfits.
Yeah, right, man. Definitely, we appreciate
built a
that.
really good relationship. It's
Same.
crazy. We not all of us from the map, but we all pretty much, for the most of us, majority of us went to Maple,
No, I was just telling motherfuckers like,
and we didn't even know each other then, for real.
yeah, I was just telling people like, man, I done dealt with a lot of people from Maple that I wouldn't think I would have dealt with back then. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it has helped like most of my career for real. So shout out to the map, man.
Yeah, man, you
For
know.
real. But we gonna get out of here, man. But we gotta send you off with, what does Xpression mean to you, man? You the first motherfucker to come back and say that.
Okay, this season
about
4. I'm back again for my 3rd episode, 4th jam session, maybe 5th. I don't
Might be
know.
5th, dog.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm saying, man? No matter what, man, Xpression just means. Xpression to me means expression. Simple as that, man. You expressing yourself, man. We ain't got to get into no super deep convo. Like expression is what it is, self-explanatory. It's expression.
Yeah, man. And you heard it first from your boy Tyreak Hakeem.
Misfit life.
Go get that yin and yang.
Yin and yang out now.
Peace to y'all.
Peace.